Okay, we're back for Between the Lines, and I'm joined by Cade Graham. Some giant kicks to open the season, and let's start with that final one. I know it wasn't super long, but were there any nerves with 4 to 5 minutes left and you trying to put Central Michigan back in front and eventually for good as you hit it?
Yeah, I mean, nerves are always part of the game. I think that's just part of being a kicker is that you got all those pressure kicks that in front of a bunch of fans and even for doing it for your team. And so I think going into that final kick, I made two prior to that and one from the same distance from that. So I felt pretty confident, and, Coach Strinkle was pretty confident with me as well, which is why he sent me out there. And we ended up having a great operation and ended up sealing the deal there.
How much does it help in terms of the consistency, having your snapper back in Ben Pratt, having your special teams coach back in Keith Murphy coming into this second year and you're first as the place kicker?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of experience in our room with head special teams coordinator Keith Murphy and Ben Pratt also being there for a long time too. There's a lot of trust that's in our room, and that's a good thing to have in our room because if one person's struggling, there's always two more guys to pick you up in that area, and so having that experience. That also calms the nerves down a little bit too, knowing that they've done it and they've been in that situation before. And that's just where I have to come in and be myself and, adjust to being the new guy. But with that trust and that experience, it makes everything a whole lot easier.
Most kickers at least play high school football and kick. Some grow up being a kicker and make it collegiately. You have a much different path. So can you tell us how you ended up doing what you're doing?
Yeah, so back in 2020, 2021, where COVID was still taking place, I was sitting around the house and I was pretty bored. I mean, there's nothing a whole lot to do when you're just sitting in the house. And there's six of us in the house with, two parents and three siblings. And so we always were extroverted. We always liked to go do stuff, and it was hard to not being able to do that. And so I always thought, the football stadium was always open, and I liked, playing soccer. And so kicking the football was always something I kind of wanted to try, and ended up, liking it. It got me out of the house, and I was quite good at it. And so I would always take videos and stuff and kind of post it on Instagram or Snapchat or all those social media platforms to try and, just push myself out there a little bit. And, I get to college, but then I told my mom one day, I said, I really want to become a D1 athlete like you. And I really wanted to push myself for that. So it took me 3 years to try out for Central, but I think it was all the right timing too. And so my mom always told me to chase my dreams. One day, over the summer, Central Michigan hosts these ID camps, and it's an opportunity for high schoolers to put themselves out there trying to get recruited. And so I signed up for a camp, paid the price to come participate in a high school camp as a junior in college. But I figured it was the only way I was going to be able to put myself out there. And so ended up coming to a high school camp. Coach Murphy actually told me, he said, we'd love to bring you on, but our roster spots are full for the fall. So he said that he would love to bring me in January. And he was true to that word, and I respect him for that, for giving me a chance. And, January comes, and it was awesome being able to compete with the guys that were in the room currently.
That's amazing. I mean, to go from you were a soccer player and a wrestler in high school, and just because you had some downtime, just went out and started kicking the football around. Was that your senior year that you started doing that in high school?
Yes, senior year.
Senior year, and then you just came up to Central Michigan because mom and dad went here and you were going to be a student here and had no intention to do anything athletically.
I just wanted to focus on school. Central Michigan has a great education program, which is what I wanted or got my degree in. And so just seeing that they had a good education program was another reason why I came here. But no, nothing athletic that I had interest here.
Last year, I believe you did a few kickoffs, at least at the end of the season. And then obviously you just had your first game where you're the field goal kicker. Have you had a moment of just like, whoa, where am I right now? Like, I'm actually doing this in the last couple years, being a football player, being a part of the special teams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think last year with kickoffs, it was a great way to enter, trying to get the nerves down a little bit. Kickoffs I really truly enjoy. it's just you out there, and you're just kicking the ball as hard as you can, trying to get it out the back of the end zone. And I really do find that fun. And so that was a great way to kind of get the nerves out, kind of get the first kicks out, kind of get the experience of kicking in front of a big crowd like that. And I think it didn't really hit me until after our San Jose State game, where it was like, wow, like I'm really out here kicking for Central Michigan University. Like I'm kicking for this school. Like these stats are in the stats book for the rest of history. And so I think it really hit me after that I was, kicking for Central Michigan University, and I love every second of it.
You got a brother that plays football as well, right? Tell us about him.
Yeah, so Owen Graham, who is my brother, he plays safety at Hope College, and he was a big factor of me pushing to be a collegiate football player as well. I also had another brother who went to Hope and played football there, but recently stopped playing. But those two in particular really made me want to push to be a kicker, and watching them get recruited and stuff like that, I was, to be honest, I was pretty jealous because I didn't get that for myself. But they were super supportive, and they were talking game, and they were talking what it's like to be a collegiate player, and they were a big push in why I was here coming out for this. And I had a sister too that was part of athletics too at high school, and she was a big push for me as well. Just the support system with my family was huge.
And then you talked about it a little bit. Mom came up here and she was a field hockey player. So kind of keeping the family legacy alive by also now being a Central Michigan student athlete.
Yeah. My mom came over here from New Jersey. She was a D1 athlete, played field hockey here for the head coach where the field's named after, Christy Freeze. And so with, being a D1 athlete, she has a lot of the same mindset as me. And so whenever I kind of have a situation or, I'm overthinking about something, she's always there to kind of calm me down because she's been through it and she knows what it's like. And it's really nice to have somebody in the family that's been through that same kind of position that I've been through.
Good people to lean on. You said it. Support from your siblings, but also mom and dad win up here. Mom played up here. It's understandable why you've had the success you've had already in just a short time span because your family is so supportive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. The support group from my family is just unreal. And it's just the bond that we've had. I mean, we're all so close in age. We're all 1 year apart. So growing up together, we were super close to one another. We know how to respond to each other after a loss or a win. And that is a boatload of success that comes with that. And I couldn't be more thankful to have a family that's that supportive.
Will we see Cade Graham, 5'7", 165-pounder in that Chippewa uniform, make a tackle this year?
I hope so. I was able to get one last year against Toledo, and I'm never afraid of seeing the ball carrier, so I would love to make a tackle this year.
You're a former wrestler. You know about physicality.
Oh, I love it. That's why I love the sport of wrestling. I love getting in there. I love lowering the shoulder a couple times, so I'm never afraid to see somebody.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. And then the last thing I got for you is you mentioned you're going to be a teacher after you graduate. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so like I said earlier in the podcast, I recently graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Education, and so my focus is in PE, and so I really looked for the workforce after I'm done with football, and recently got hired to be an elementary PE teacher, and so I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to get into the workforce. This is something I've worked really hard for, and I can't wait to get into that field.
Is elementary the age you want to work with, and if so, why?
At the end of the day, it's working with kids, and that's what I really want to do. And the kids fuel my energy, and I'm a very energetic guy. So being around kids that are wanting to be in there and wanting to run around a little bit and just love sports, that's just something that I can wake up every day to go do. And so no matter what level I'm teaching at, I know that I'm going to walk in and see my students be happy, and it's going to make me happy. So.
And a great example, too. I mean, the story that you've had so far of just, like you said, sometimes it's really just about putting yourself out there and then good things happen. You got to take that risk to get the reward.
Absolutely. And, that's kind of been the story all along is high risk, high reward. And so I put myself out there for just about anything and never back down. And so I take that to heart.
Little Giant, Cade Graham, you'll see him kicking off and kicking field goals Hey, man, congrats so far on your success and that first game against San Jose State. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You bet. All right, from special teams to defense. Okay, our second guest, AaKeem Snell. You get to go home this week, man. Are you excited to go back to Pittsburgh?
I can't wait.
What's it like getting an opportunity to go play a football game where you grew up?
This is amazing. Just being from the city, Pitt's a place that I've camped at, have been recruited by, so it just means a lot to be able to go and play against them again.
I've been there a couple of times. It's so cool, like the views and the bridges, but in terms of if I get in on Friday, do you have any good local food spots that I need to hit up or any of the Chippewa fans need to go to this weekend?
I would say Hooks. Hooks would probably be my main stop, or somewhere like Big Shot Bob's or something like that. People would tell you Permanis, but I've never had Permanis really, so I don't know about that.
Okay, if I go to Hooks, what am I getting?
They got wings. You got to get the wings and the shrimp combo. That's what I would get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. See, I have a guy on from Pittsburgh. Now I know where I'm going to eat on Friday. Is it still a unique, cool experience to go play a football game at an NFL stadium like you guys will do this Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. Just being from the city, we usually play our Whippio championships, which is like the city championships there. But my year, we had to play at a local high school. So I never have played there before.
So this is going to be your first time playing at an NFL stadium.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Coach just photobombed in the background. That's why I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Well, this is your second year here. Tell us your journey collegiately and how you ended up at CMU.
Well, it's been kind of a long journey to get here. I started off as a JUCO kid. I had MAC offers in high school, but things have happened. I had to take the JUCO route. After that, I ended up going FCS to St. Francis. That was my only offer out of JUCO. Just made the most of my opportunities there and ended up here after transferring.
What was it about Central Michigan that attracted you to come up here to Mount Pleasant and play ball?
Just being somewhere where I felt like I was wanted. I didn't really have the most eyes on me as far as recruiting coming out of the transfer portal that year, but Central Michigan was a place that was on me heavy, so I wanted to be here and they wanted me.
Do you believe in making good first impressions?
Definitely.
So game one for this guy, Central Connecticut State last year. Can you tell the folks what happened in that game?
I want to say 46-yard pick six that game, yeah.
That is the play that I was looking for, man. What was that moment like for you to streak down that east sideline and get into the south end zone?
It was really a blessing, just trying to make the most of my opportunities when I'm on the field. I just got lucky, and I just made the most of the moment.
Well, hopefully you can get lucky a few more times this year, right? Okay, and this staff, this team, tell me what it's been like in the environment leading up to this season and now going through you guys' fall camp and that first win.
I want to say this is a different team than last year. I feel like we're a lot more close-knitted from the staff. From the top down, I just feel like I have a better relationship with everybody personally.
How about in the defensive back room? I know you've switched around and played some different positions here, but who are some guys that you've bonded with or you've been able to lean on since you transferred in here?
I would say everybody from the defensive back perspective. They have welcomed me with open arms. I couldn't really name anybody specifically, but yeah, just all the guys. They have welcomed me in and made me one of them.
This past week, to go on the road to open the season all the way out in California and to have that tight game and you guys find a way to win, tell us about that feeling in the locker room after the game, what that moment was like for you and the team.
During the game, as a defense, it's really just kind of trying to block out what's going on the offensive side of the ball and stay focused on what we've got going on and trying to be the best defense that we can be. But it was a stressful game, and I think after that, it just the vibes in the locker room were up. Like we were very excited to win that game.
And I mean, it was as dramatic as they come, right? A couple of field goals missed at the end, a low, tight game, and you guys found a way to win.
Yeah, thank God.
As we move forward with this defense and continuing on with 11 games left, what do you feel like the identity is or will become of this defensive unit?
This defense is going to be resilient. We're always going to play fast. We're going to be a physical group. If the other team doesn't feel like we played physical, we take that as we just don't take that lightly. We want to be the most physical team on the schedule. We want to have an impact on the team next week after they play us.
I like to get to know you guys outside of football. I love Mac Miller, so I am amped to go to Pittsburgh this weekend. You're a big music guy, though, too. What kind of music have you been listening to? What do you vibe with?
Recently, well, Young Thug is my favorite artist. Side Baby, Babyface Ray, and stuff like that. But from the city of Pittsburgh, pregame especially, I like to listen to Jimmy Wapo.
Jimmy Wapo, give me a song that I need to check out this week.
I would say Double Face and Walking Bomb, definitely.
See, I asked for one, he gives me two. It's perfect. All right, man, I'll check him out. And hey, man, what about family and friends? Will you have a decent-sized contingent at the game this Saturday?
I don't think there's been a game since high school I've had this many people try to hit me up and come to. So I'm excited to play in front of the people that I love. So.
Okay, we got time. Break it down. Who are you expecting? Who do you know? And who could potentially come to support you on Saturday?
I've been asking the guys for tickets for a long time now. So I'm expecting grandparents, mom, dad, friends, my siblings will be there, cousins, former teammates, just anybody who's in contact with me and is in the city, I want them to be there.
I'm guessing, too, that it probably won't take long for you to pick them out in the crowd. They're probably pretty rambunctious and going to give you some love, right?
No, definitely. The hardest part is finding my mom. I'm always searching for her in the crowd first.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, great to have you here at CMU. Awesome you get an opportunity to go home this weekend. And if you decide a pick six is necessary, go get it this weekend, will you?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, AaKeem Snell, thanks, man.
Thank you.